You ever have a love affair of the water, of the ocean, of surfing, of surfboards, of making surfboards? Well, that's the story behind Ed Sakal, Seiko Surf Shop, a fixture here on Main Street for many, many years. And now it's a fixture among his family because it's all made in Huntington Beach. For 30 years here on Main Street, Seiko Surfboards, and here he is, Ed Sakal. Ed, hey man, over 30 years in Huntington Beach doing your thing.
Yes.
Quite amazing. Of course, it goes back a little further than that. I mean, you're like 10 years old or something. I mean, surfing started young with you.
Yes. I used to hitchhike to the beach when I lived in Gardena, and I was in the 6th grade. And I'd go down to the beach and rent a surf mat, and that's all you could get down there was a surf mat. And I would stand up on this thing and ride it in the whitewater, and I thought it was the greatest thing. And then when I got to the 7th grade, a friend of mine, his dad bought him a surfboard, and he took it to the beach, and I was down there, and I asked him if I could try it, and he said, yeah, you could ride it. And I got out there, I wouldn't bring it back in. I just stayed out like for...
You fell in love.
Yeah, I was in love with surfing. that was it.
So where did the relationship start with you and the famous Greg Knoll?
Well, I got on his surf team, and from there I started working in his factory, and that's how it started.
Really? And it just mushroomed from there?
Yes. I moved over to Hawaii. I made some boards for them over there. A friend of mine opened up a shop, Town & Country, and I worked in his shop for Town & Country Surfboards.
And then you wanted to do your own thing?
I did. Actually, a friend of mine opened up another shop in Hermosa Beach, ET Surfboards. I actually worked for him for 15 years, and then I moved to Huntington Beach and started my shop.
It had to be Huntington.
It had to be Huntington.
Because you were surfing there probably as a young lad, a young grom at the time, right? Because you were surfing long before you started shaping.
Oh yes, yeah. Well, we did competition everywhere, so we surfed Huntington in contests, and the waves here are great. I mean, it's always breaking. It can be 1 foot everywhere else, and it'll be 2 to 3 feet in fun out here. So
yeah, and a lot of your boards have surfed these waves out here.
Yes, I make a couple of boards that are special just for Huntington. They seem to work really, really well.
Really?
Yes.
Do you call that a Seiko Surfboard Special?
It's a Chameleon and the Gator are two of our top boards that we sell here.
Okay.
And everybody seems to love it straight out at Huntington.
Because it's for Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that a lot. But in 2021, you've had honors before, but now you're honored by the Surfboarders Hall of Fame right here in Huntington Beach.
Yes.
What an honor for you.
Yeah, that was a big deal for me, you know, because of the names that are on that. I mean, Greg Knoll, Bing Copeland, Jacobs, Hobie. I mean, the top guys that started the whole thing in California.
From you, it goes down a family lineage now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because your daughter, Shauna, she works the surf. She's the manager.
Yeah. And her son, my grandson, he works here. And my two sons, they both surf.
That's right. Well, Ryan is a big deal.
Yeah, he's a pro surfer. Now he's got his own company. He's doing Ryan Sakal Surfboards.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. And my other son, he lives in Hawaii, and he's surfing perfect waves every day.
It's a whole family affair. We're going to go talk to Shauna right now.
Okay.
Well, here she is, Shauna Sakal, one of 3 kids from Ed. But at one time or another, all 3 of you worked here at the shop.
We did, all 3 of us.
Intermingled with the businesses.
Exactly. Ryan was a shaper. He started shaping when he was a little guy. Tristan worked in the shop, and it was my first job when I was 16, and I'm still here.
You're still here.
And I'm still here.
And what was the reason why you wanted to be the manager here eventually?
Yeah, my dad from a young age had taught me how to count money at the dinner table, like when he'd bring the envelopes home, and taught me just little parts of the business. So he kind of like programmed me as a little kid. And when it was time to get a job, I said, Dad, I want to work at the shop. So here I am.
Probably had to pay for a few bills too at that point.
Yep, car insurance. If I wanted to
okay.
drive my car, I had to pay for my car insurance.
So your dad was a positive influence.
Absolutely. He was always, like I said, he taught my brother how to shape. He taught me how to run a business. So yeah, he's always definitely a positive influence on.
So the shop's been here for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
How did the town change along with how your family changed at the same time?
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
Ryan's a professional surfer now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Tristan's probably cutting some waves somewhere.
Yep,
and
North
you're the
Shore.
manager now in the North Shore, and you're now the manager here.
Yep.
You've seen some changes in the city over time.
Yes, definitely seen lots of changes in this city and a lot of changes in the store.
How so?
The store has had to evolve with the change of the times and the change of the trends. We actually used to sell snowboards here and skateboards.
Oh.
And that kind of fizzled out. Since Huntington's become such a tourist town, we've had to evolve our product into tourist product. So everything that we carry here is something that a tourist would want to buy.
I see. And
It says Huntington Beach on it, or
Right.
Seiko Surfboards.
And that's the reality of today.
It
You've
is.
got the surfboards yet, but you can take a nice shirt that maybe you've designed.
I did. I've designed a couple shirts, actually.
Along with the t-shirt design, you also did a little airbrushing too.
I did. My dad actually taught me how to airbrush surfboards in the factory. And it kind of goes with the family of having the talent of being artistic, having the craftsmanship, and just having that artistic outlet. And I loved it.
You see? It's in the genes, Huntington Beach. Well, here we are at the entrance of Seiko Surfboards, which has been here for over 30 years, right here on Main Street. You've seen it all.
Yep.
You've shaped it all, you've surfed it all, and you've seen Huntington Beach evolve over the years.
Quite a bit. It's
Yeah.
been quite an adventure.
Adventure also for the city, but of course for you and your family. And we're missing, of course, Ryan and Tristan, right?
Yes.
And there's a grandson.
He works at the store. Yes.
The grandson works at the store.
3 generations.
3 generations.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the legacy that has certainly cemented the Sakal name here in not just Huntington Beach, but Southern California. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. And it's made right here in Huntington Beach. Ah, yes. Very busy third block, Main Street, Surf City, Huntington Beach, and of course, the home of El Ranchito Mexican restaurant. Not just a family business, a family dynasty. Let's go check her out. Well, here we are in the patio, Sergio. In the patio
Yes.
of one of your restaurants, just one. But in the beginning, it was one of the beginnings, right?
Correct.
Yeah. But you have a more of a sportsman-like start to the family and everything. You were a surfer. How did it start with you with surfing, for heaven's sakes?
Yes. It's still a surfer.
You still today you're a surfer. How did it start?
Well, my brothers started coming to Huntington Beach. They started going to Huntington Beach cliffs, and little by little, the friends all got together and started surfing. And of course, I was brought along, tagged along with them. I was a little grummy, and I was 12 years old, and we used to go from Huntington Park, that's where we used to live, to the Huntington Beach cliffs. And that's where we started surfing from that point on.
So were your parents like supportive of you surfing and so forth? They say, yeah, go. You know,
Yes, no, they definitely were. They always liked the sportsman style of lifestyle, and they were happy that we were doing something, with the whole family, all the brothers. Yeah, up to this day, they all surf still.
Wow, to this
To
day,
this
that is
day.
fantastic. Wow.
Yeah.
And then you met Maribel here
Yeah.
40 years ago, I think.
Yep,
Yeah.
40 years ago.
Was she surfing?
No, she's actually surfed Bali, and she surfed Blackies.
Oh, wow.
So she has a few weights on her record book.
Why Huntington Beach, you think? Then you knew, is it because you surfed Huntington and so that you knew someday you may be here, or how did that?
Well, I remember going to Manhattan Beach, Redondo Beach, and those areas. But my brothers always liked the Orange County side to it. And so they were hanging out with the guys that all came to the Huntington Beach cliffs, and they just kind of just made it. They felt more at home in Orange County, so that's where Huntington Beach was. That was our beginning.
Well, thank you for this tradition of family, especially here in Huntington Beach on Main Street. I think it's time to meet another family member, right?
There you go.
Yes.
Maribel, right?
Yes.
All right. It's good to go. I think there's going to be a party here pretty soon, right here. Of course, we have the operations manager, Maribel, who is, of course, the daughter of
Sergio Avila.
Right.
Yes.
Uh,
the
and-
legend himself.
the legend himself.
Yes.
But how do you think about you are continuing that legacy? What,
Yeah.
all this time now.
It's really cool to be a part of. It's really cool to be third generation family member running the family business and being a part of something really special and unique.
Now, growing up, did you always know, because there was a business,
Yes.
did you know that, hey, I'm going to be part of this someday, or you were going to do something else?
It wasn't ever out there like I was going to do it. It was something that I chose later on in life after graduating college. I was thinking about teaching, thinking about moving away, and then I decided, wait a second, there's something really cool going on here in the family. I think I want to see what it's about. And I started and never looked back. It's been 12 years.
Oh, probably
Yeah.
over 12 years.
Yeah.
The grandparents. So that initial recipe, that
Mm-hmm.
home cooking, I'm sure that helped make your decision to say,
Oh, yeah.
This is pretty confident decision. I'm going to be in the family business.
Yes, it was really cool, especially going to Grandma and Grandpa's house growing up and tasting the food at their house and then coming to the restaurant and it tasting exactly the same. It's like, this is really unique. It's a really cool thing we have going.
Wow,
Yeah.
I mean, that really happened. You had Christmases, you had,
Oh, yeah.
and all around the table. Did you say, hey, let's add that to the menu? Or could this be?
All the staples were already on the menu, and if we ever had questions on a recipe, we could always call Grandma, and she would come check on things for us and make sure everything was up to her standards.
As an ending tag here, we have a lot of great entries here, entrees here.
Yes.
But there must be a family favorite, right? I mean, among all of you,
Yeah.
around a table and say, yeah, this one. Is there a family favorite?
There's definitely family favorites and customer favorites, and you're looking at most of them here. We've got the Mama Avila soup, which has rumored to have magic cold curing abilities. And it's made fresh every day. It's fresh chicken broth, rice, avocado, all the good stuff. You can't go wrong with the cheese enchilada.
No.
I think it's one of your favorites. I'm
Yes,
sure you'll
ma'am.
be digging in soon. And the crispy tacos. I mean, you can't go wrong. My grandma made them that way forever, and that's the way they're meant to be.
These tacos right here.
Yeah.
That's the recipe. That's your grandmother's recipe.
It is.
That hasn't changed.
The way we fry it, the way everything, the way it's the toppings, everything. It's done the way she did it.
Wow.
And
Amazing.
our margaritas are pretty incredible as well. I mean, we just use fresh lime juice. Everything is made by hand, fresh garnishes, fresh juices. So it's fun.
Yeah,
we got a good thing.
It's been a fun ride, and
It
it
is.
continues today.
Thank you. And we love being a part of the Huntington community. We love downtown HB. We've seen over since 24 years.
24 years.
How much it has blossomed and changed, and then we still have the people who've been around for a long time. So we love being a part of the HB community.
Well, we don't exactly have everyone in the family, but it's pretty well close for Main Street, Huntington Beach, right, Maribel?
We do. We don't have any family here besides my mom and dad, but we do have employees that are just like family.
Like,
Yeah, we've got Christina here. Christina's our manager. She's been here 17 years.
Hello.
Gabe is our manager and also been here 17 years.
hello.
And this is our executive chef, Gabriel. He is going on 38 years with our family.
Everyone knows Gabe.
Yes. And it's weird, yeah. But just these are a few of the many employees that we've had for a really long time that we're really grateful for. We couldn't do anything that we do here without them.
Right. We thank you so much, Sergio. Thank you for your family's commitment, for your daughter. She's amazing. And again, for what you've been meaning all these years to the residents of Huntington Beach. We thank you so much.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And you know what,
Enjoy.
Huntington Beach? It's all made in Huntington Beach.
Okay.